Beyond mental obstacles, Buddha's wisdom for the modern world. We live in a time of constant change and challenge. Advances in technology have made our lives easier, but they have also introduced new forms of stress and anxiety. In this modern world, the Buddha's teachings from 2,500 years ago Anguttara Nikaya, 1 Vowel, Chapter 2, Overcoming Obstacles Edition. Thus I heard. Once the Blessed Ones stayed at the Anatta Pindaka Sangha in the Jethawana forest in Sawathi. There the Blessed One called the Bhikkhus, O Bhikkhus. The Bhikkhus responded to the Blessed One, Hail, Blessed One! The Blessed One said, Bhikkhus, arising sense desire that has not yet arisen, and to increase and strengthen sense desires that have already arisen. It is the beautiful representation, that is, the object of desire. Bhikkhus, to one who unwisely pays attention to a beautiful representation, sense desire that has not yet arisen arises, and sense desires that have already arisen increase and intensify. Bhikkhus, evil intentions that have not yet arisen, and increases and strengthens malice that has already arisen, is the manifestation of enmity. Bhikkhus, for one who unwisely pays attention to the manifestation of enmity. Malice that has not yet arisen arises, and malice that has already arisen increases and grows stronger. Bhikkhus, to one who unwisely pays attention to the manifestation of enmity. Ill will that has not yet arisen, and to increase and intensify those that have already arisen. It is boredom, drowsiness, yawning and hunger. Mental negligence. Bhikkhus, when one's mind is negligent, unwholesome behavior and confusion arise that has not yet occurred, and those that have already arisen increase and intensify. Bhikkhus, excitement and regret that has not yet arisen, and to increase and intensify those that have already arisen. It is that the mind is not still. Bhikkhus, for one whose mind is not still, excitement and regret that have not yet arisen arise, and excitement and regret that have already arisen are increased and strengthened. Bhikkhus, doubts arise that have not yet arisen, and to increase and strengthen doubts that have already arisen. It is to pay attention unwisely. Bhikkhus, for one who is unwisely attentive, doubts that have not yet arisen arise, and doubts that have already arisen are increased and strengthened. Bhikkhus, without giving rise to sense desires that have not yet arisen, and to abandon sense desires that have already arisen. It is the manifestation of negation. Bhikkhus, to one who wisely pays attention to the manifestation of negativity. Sense desires that have not yet arisen are not arisen, and sense desires that have already arisen are abandoned. Bhikkhus, one who does not give rise to evil desires that have not yet arisen, and to abandon evil desires that have already arisen. It is the liberation of the mind through compassion. Bhikkhus, to one who wisely pays attention to the liberation of the mind through compassion. Malice that has not yet arisen does not arise, and malice that has already arisen is abandoned. Bhikkhus, he does not give rise to defilements and confusions that have not yet arisen, and to abandon those that have already arisen. It is to begin diligence, to be free from laziness, and to be more diligent. Bhikkhus, for one who has begun to practice, there is one law that enables him not to arise untimely deaths and confusions that have not yet arisen, and those that have already arisen are abandoned. Bhikkhus, without giving rise to excitement and regret that have not yet arisen, and to abandon those that have already arisen. There is one dharma that leads to the abandonment of those that have already arisen, and that is the quieting of the mind. Bhikkhus, for one whose mind is tranquilized, excitement and regret that have not yet arisen do not arise, and those that have already arisen are abandoned. Because one who does not arise doubts that have not yet arisen, and to abandon doubts that have already arisen, it is to be wisely mindful. Because for one who is wisely mindful, doubts that have not yet arisen do not arise, and doubts that have arisen are abandoned, and doubts that have already arisen are abandoned. Beyond mental obstacles, Buddha's wisdom for the modern world. We live in a time of constant change and challenge. Advances in technology have made our lives easier, but they have also introduced new forms of stress and anxiety. In this modern world, the Buddha's teachings from 2,500 years ago still offer us profound insights. In particular, the Buddha's teachings on the 5 hindrances of the mind and how to overcome them have great relevance to our lives today. The first hindrance, sensual desire, seems to have become even more powerful in the modern world, with the constant barrage of advertising and media encouraging us to consume new products and experiences. We can easily get caught up in the vortex of desire. The Buddha saw this as an attachment to the beautiful representation and offered the representation of the unclean as a solution. In a modern context, this can be interpreted as rethinking materialistic values and seeking inner peace and contentment. The modern interest in minimalism and simple living is perhaps a modern manifestation of this teaching. The second impediment, malice, is a contemporary manifestation of many phenomena in modern society, such as hate speech in online spaces and political polarization. The Buddha's answer to this was to cultivate a mind of compassion. Today, many people are learning compassion meditation through meditation apps or online courses, which is a modern-day practice of this teaching. Understanding others and cultivating a heart of compassion can be a powerful tool for healing a divided society. The third impediment, impairment, is closely linked to modern life. Modern laziness, such as watching Netflix or scrolling through social media, saps our mental vitality. To overcome this, the Buddha emphasized diligence or sustained effort. In the modern world, this can be embodied in regular exercise habits, meditation practices, learning new skills, and more. It's also why many companies encourage their employees to develop themselves. The fourth disorder, excitement and regret, stems from excessive preoccupation with the past or future. The Buddha taught the importance of maintaining equanimity of mind, and the emphasis on mindfulness in modern psychology is in line with this teaching. The fact that many companies and schools are introducing mindfulness programs shows that this ancient wisdom is being rediscovered in the modern world. The final obstacle, doubt, is especially important for modern people who live in a world of information overload. The Buddha talked about the importance of paying attention with wisdom. Today, this can be interpreted as the process of developing critical thinking skills, finding reliable sources of information, and verifying truth through one's own experience. This is why we emphasize the importance of media literacy education. In conclusion, the Buddha's teachings contain timeless wisdom. The process of recognizing and overcoming these 5 obstacles is not just for personal peace. It can be the first step in building a better society and a better world. In the complexity and rapid change of modern society, we often lose time to reflect on ourselves, but the Buddha's teachings invite us to pause and look inward. By doing so, we can better understand our own minds and find the true meaning of life. When each of us practices these teachings in our daily lives, we will be able to manifest greater wisdom and compassion, both individually and collectively, and that, in turn, will bring us one step closer to the better world we all dream of. Isn't that why the Buddha's teachings continue to inspire us 2,500 years later?